time's going to pass by whether you do it or not. Time is going to go by whether you do it or not. So just take the risk on yourself and think about your future.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Lean Podcast, Ladies Empowerment and Alignment Network. I'm your host, Mahogany, and this is Season 2. Let's start with a short prayer. God, I pray this season speaks to every heart listening. May these stories ignite purpose, restore hope, and remind each woman that she is never alone. Amen.
Amen.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to Season 2 of the Ladies Empowerment and Alignment Network podcast. Today we have with us Diamond Hickey. She is a mother, and today she's going to be talking to us about self-care. Something that's very important because along with being a mom, she's also a real estate agent, a custom home builder who specializes in land, as well as an investor herself. So help me welcome Diamond as she talks to us today about motherhood, self-care, and entrepreneurship.
Thank you for having me, Mahogany. I know it's been a roller coaster for us to get here. You're a mom as well, so you kind of know how it is when it comes to schedule conflict. So I'm grateful for you having me on, and we make it this time together.
Me too. Oh my gosh, you guys! I met you, Diamond. I think through social media.
Yes.
In the time of my height of my fitness industry business that I had going on, and I'm just so thankful that we're able to connect in this way, even though we're no longer connecting in the fitness way at this time. It's just been awesome that over the years we've been like in touch and just seeing each other's growth, and which is why I really wanted you to come on, because I have seen your growth and your transitions, and I'm like, dang, she's really handling all that very, very well.
Thank you. Yes, when I first met you, I was like, I need to get fit like her. Let me go work out with her. And I remember our first session in your gym at your house.
Yes, that's so awesome. Full circle moment.
It is most definitely.
Well, as we prepare to talk about all things motherhood, entrepreneurship, and self-care, things around that nature, all the things that are involved with being an entrepreneur as a mom in today's world, I'm excited to have you. So if you could just tell us a little bit more about who you are and your upbringing and kind of how you kind of got to the point you're at now. Of course, I'll ask some questions if I have them, so you could just keep it rolling.
Okay. Well, originally I am not from Texas. I am from Connecticut. I came here when I was 10 years old. It was a family decision. My mom, my siblings, and two of my uncles, we all moved here together as a family. My uncles actually moved here first, and then my mom kind of tagged along. My early childhood, I grew up in Arlington. That's like my stumping grounds. I went to elementary there. I went to junior high there. I went to high school there. My dad, he lives in Connecticut, but had a great childhood. My mom did raise four of us by herself. So I grew up seeing my mom be very strong and independent when it came to motherhood and handle her business. We weren't poor, but we also weren't rich, but we also didn't go without. She always made a way. And my sister was like my second mom, because when my mom was working, my sister would be the mom and the big sister. My childhood was I had a good childhood. I have no complaints. I had both my parents growing up, so I feel like that helps my perspective when it comes to self-care and how I feel a woman should be treated and cared for, but also seeing my mom do it by herself because my dad lived in a whole other state.
Oh, wow. So what is your birth order?
What do you mean? Am I the youngest?
Yeah. Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the middle. Well, okay, so on my dad's side, I'm the youngest. My mom, I am the middle. So I have two older siblings. I have a brother and a sister. Then it's me. Then it's my little sister. Okay. And then on my dad's side, I'm the baby.
Of how many?
Altogether, I have 6 siblings. I have 3 from my dad and then 3 from my mom.
Oh, perfect split. So you're like right there.
Yes, right in the middle.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love to hear how you were able to watch your mom be like the strong woman who's making things happen. Watching her as you were a child, like what was your impression of how she handled motherhood and working, and if she was an entrepreneur,
Man,
things like that.
what's crazy? I just was telling my daughter the other day. So my daughter tells me how I always wear heels now. I told her, well, now I do because I'm an adult. I was like, growing up, my mom handled her business, but she wore heels every single day. Like I'm talking about as soon as I can remember as a little girl, probably up until high school, my mom wore heels every day. She was a real girly girl into fashion. She always worked in fashion industries like designing and handbags and jewelry and clothes. So seeing her handle that, but also keeping herself up, let me know, okay, so you can be a mom, you can be beautiful, and but you can also handle your business.
I love that.
You don't
That
have to you don't have to pick, you know, I feel like as moms, sometimes we can let ourselves go. I've been there, but so seeing her do it lets me know, okay, I have to change the way that I'm doing, be down, but also get back up.
yeah, I love
Mhm.
that. Growing up with your mom, did she work like for other people, or was she an entrepreneur in other ways as well?
Well, she was an entrepreneur and she worked for other people. So she did a little bit of both. She worked in for an Italian's men's suit shop for a very long time, probably about 12, 15 years. So she was like a personal assistant, like she helped them dress, like personal assistant. And then she went into doing her own business of making jewelry. She did that for a while, and then now she does vendoring for perfume. So she kind of goes to work when she wants to.
Awesome, I love it. What was your first job?
My first job was I worked at a call center. My daughter was about 6 months, and that was the first job I ever had. I was 19 when I started that job,
Hmm.
and that is the only actually 9 to 5 I had. After that, I decided I did not want to work for people. So I went into the customer service industry. I waitressed and bartended for a good maybe like 10 years before I started my permanent makeup business.
Oh wow. So how did you make that transition from okay, 9 to 5 is not for me. Let me go,
Mhm.
be like a 1099 type of employee to
I
the
didn't
whole full
like the
time.
way I didn't like the way I was treated. I feel like some employers they have like a egotistic kind of like do what I say, not really asking you, but telling you.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. There's a certain way I feel like you should talk to people when they are your employees. So as soon as even at the airport, when I left being a call at the call center, I was there for maybe 3, 4 months, and then I went to the airport where I was a waitress at, and I like being a waitress because even though I still had orders, it wasn't like you didn't get this paper in, you didn't do this on time. So I enjoyed not having someone boss me around.
I mean, leave and do what you want, basically.
Yeah, basically, yes. And then it gave me flexible hours as well with my daughter. I didn't have a kind of like a set schedule in a sense. Like with the airport, I had to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be there at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'll be off probably like 1 or 2 o'clock. So I still had my day to spend with her.
That's nice. How old were you when you had your daughter?
I was 18.
Okay, so you had her right off the rip of being
I
an
had a
adult.
baby, yes, and it was not easy. Me and my daughter have definitely grew up together. She's seen me at my lowest. She's seen me go through multiple things in my life. So just for her to be here now after seeing so much, it means a lot because but we really grew up together. I was a kid with the kid, but I had a really good support system as well, so I didn't feel alone.
I really loved recently watching her in your video where you bought your first investment property and like
Uh,
just seeing her like along for that whole process and then just hearing this now, which I didn't really know. It's just like, oh, that's beautiful. I love
it's
it.
It that's like really a full circle moment. I'm talking about I've done Ubering, I have delivered packages. So for her to see that moment was really special.
Wow. So building up to that moment from being at a 9 to 5 and realizing it's not for
Mhm.
you, getting into waitressing, how did you then get into full entrepreneurship with your makeup industry?
My stepdad actually. So when my mom married my stepdad, he has had his business now for 30 years. So I talked to him and I kind of told him what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I really didn't know the lane that I wanted to go in. So he kind of helped me narrow it down of like, what's your passion? What do you like to do? What can you see yourself doing? And can you also teach other people how to do this? If it's not your passion, then don't do it because you're just going to waste time and money. So I really had to think about it. And I was like, okay, I like beauty. I've never really been a fan of a full makeup face, but I always like to do my eyebrows and my eyelashes. So I'm like, okay. So I did some extensive research on social media. I came across this woman in Frisco, and I was like, wow, her work is really, really good. So I'm like, I think I'm going to try permanent makeup. I'm not a big fan of physical tattoos, but I'm like, I think I like this. It looks very natural once it heals. I'm like, okay, this is it. So I took her courses. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. I did my family members for my family members. Then that kind of just escalates to other people. And then I started to get more clients. And then I'm like, people wanted to learn how to do it themselves. I'm like, okay. So
Wow. Okay. And how did you like the business? Was it like something you were down with? 'Cause I know you do real estate
yeah,
now.
I love the beauty industry. I have not put it on the back burner yet. I definitely want to open up a bigger salon. I probably won't be there physically doing work, but to just be involved in the beauty industry, anything beauty, I love. I feel like that's a big part of your self care and taking care of yourself, regardless if it has to do with makeup. I also want to do cool sculpting and things for stretch marks, and also holistic. I do my ginger shot. So I feel like it's an inside out experience that I want to do eventually with the beauty industry, even if it's not permanent makeup per se.
Okay, I love it. So still staying in touch with building, I like call them building stones, just like little things that
Yeah,
we've learned and past skill sets or interests that we can now use to go forward still. So it's not
exactly.
like anything that was in vain where it's like, oh man, I should have went straight
Mm-mm.
to real estate. It's like, no, this is another
No,
vehicle.
no, no, no. And when I initially got into real estate, I just wanted to be an investor, really. But I was like, okay, I started thinking more logical. Well, like if I'm going to be an investor, I should probably learn how real estate actually works because I don't know any. I didn't know any realtors. I don't know any brokers besides my aunt, but she's a broker all the way in Connecticut. So I'm like, okay, let me just go to school for real estate so I can learn the contracts and make sure when I am doing investing, no one's trying to get over on me or just learn the verbiage because it's a lot. So once I got into it, I'm like, okay, now I'm thinking about being a broker and possibly opening up my own brokerage because I'm like, I can see me doing real estate for a long time.
I love it. That's so awesome. So how did you get into real estate? Was it because you just knew you wanted to be an investor? And so you were like, let me take
Yeah,
these steps and that was it?
yes. I got into real estate. I just wanted to invest. I knew I wanted, this is a way that I can create generational wealth, how I can leave things to my children if I could pass this on. So I just got in solely wanted to be an investor and just ended up, okay, falling in love with being a realtor now.
Yeah. So with being a realtor, how busy does it actually keep you on a day to day?
Oh man,
The eyes
I
kind of
feel
said it
like,
all. I wish for those who
oh
can't
man,
see, whoever's like listening, Diamond's eyes just got like as big as a quarter. So
man, man. I wake up at 5:45 in the morning. I get my kids ready when we're in summer right now, but get them ready for school. As soon as I drop them off, I'm heading straight to a meeting or I'm going to the office. And I won't make it home until after I pick them up from school. So my days are very long. I feel like even though I didn't work a 9 to 5, I quit the 9 to 5 to work 24/7, really, because I have clients who call me at 6 o'clock. Like before I got on a call with you, I was making a survey because I'm going to be speaking on Thursday about some lots that I have. So I was making a survey for that. It doesn't stop. But my phone does go on silence like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. My phone is on silence.
all right. Well, speaking of those boundaries, like what are some boundaries and self-care things that you put in place to be able to juggle motherhood and having such a busy schedule? Because entrepreneurship, it's not even like, well, let me say full-time entrepreneurship, because I'm a
Hmm.
part-time entrepreneur in this current season. And it is so many more hours, and it is like, oh my God, and it's not guaranteed money every time. So,
No, 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 no. And
tell us
what
more.
people's biggest misconception is about real estate is you get in, you're going to make all this money. That is not true. You will spend 2 to 4 months with a client before you actually even make a return on that. And you're driving all over town, you know. So if you're not, I would say this, if you're not a people person and you're not really in it to encourage them just to get a sale, it's not for you. I genuinely care about making the right investment for my clients because I'm want to make the right investment for myself. I'm not just going to sell you anything and tell you to buy it just because.
Mhm.
So one of my boundaries when it comes to motherhood and self-care is always just trying to make time for myself, regardless if I have to get up an extra hour early before my kids, which I do most of the time. I just started Pilates probably like about 2 months ago, and so now I do the earliest class possible, which is 6 a.m. So I'm waking up at 5 now instead of 5:45 to make sure I can go to Pilates, come home, take a shower, get kids ready, pack lunches, and be out the door in time to make it to meetings that are. I live in Grand Prairie right now, but I travel everywhere. Everyone's like, "So where do you go? Like, where's your most clients at?" I'm like, "My clients are everywhere. I'm in Forney, I'm in Weatherford, I'm in Dallas, I'm in Cleburne, I'm in Burleson, everywhere,
Wow, that's a lot. I thought
everywhere."
I drive around Tarrant County for work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like all day. So to think to go around the whole
And
metroplex.
driving itself is exhausting. Just being in a car all day is exhausting.
What types of things do you listen to in your car when you're driving? Since you do have so much drive time, what are your like top two activities?
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Sarah Jakes, and I also have a podcast. It's about AI and real estate and how AI can either help your real estate business or it can take real estate business away from you.
Mm.
It was well, let me tell you the name actually. This is really good. You should listen to it. You'll like
Yeah,
it.
let us know, because driving and educating yourself, you guys, is like one of the best things you could do with your time. If you're not someone who's listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, listening to a YouTube video on something that can help you in your business or your personal life, like you're sleeping on yourself. Every
I
once in a
agree with
while,
that.
I'm like, roll the windows down and blast some music, but like
Yeah.
I try to make the most of my time. So what's
And
the
then I
name?
also listen to a lot of audiobooks as well. But the name of this podcast is called Real Estate Flash, hosted by Rajiv Sajid. It's smarter, faster human real estate in the age of AI.
Y'all got
And
that.
he talks about how AI can either hinder your business or it can help your business. I also went to he had a like a event that my brokerage hosted and he actually spoke. That's how I heard about him. And he said one thing because everybody knows what Chat GPT is now, but people are not prompting Chat GPT right. They're just throwing stuff in there, but they're not really giving it details for it to really give it specific instructions of what you want it to do. So
Hmm.
he says this one phrase. He's like, AI doesn't suck, your prompts do. And I think and I 100% agree because once I started listening to him and I actually started prompting it to do what I wanted to do, is making my real estate life a little bit easier when it comes to just organization, and it helps a lot. But
I love
it's all
it.
about how you prompt it.
That's awesome. So, all right. So, all things motherhood, entrepreneurship, self care. How do you manage time with your children being as busy as you are? Because it sounds like life is like go, 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 go.
Mhm.
And I don't know about you, but I know sometimes I'm going so much where I'm like, dang, am I really giving my kids like adequate amount of time or attention? So, how do
Mhm.
you like, what's your meter on that and how do you handle it?
I try to shut off days during my week. I don't just try to go Monday through Friday. I do try to shut off days to where we're just spend time together or we'll go somewhere. Me and my daughter are actually going on a trip next week. We'll be gone. I actually have a closing on Friday, so we're going to leave after the closing. We'll be gone to like Monday, just for us to spend some time together. My son's still a little young, so me and her are going on an airplane. So I'm going to leave him at home with his dad,
Yes,
and just
ma'am.
and just spend some quality time.
I love
So
it.
I feel like just getting that balance, even if it's 2 or 3 hours when you come home, don't just jump right back into work. Like when I've been working all day, I do try to just take like 2 to 3 hours just to decompress with them. And then once I get them settled, I'll jump back in a contract or something like that.
I love it. So just not as soon as you get home, continuing the workday or whatever task you're at, but intentionally like, okay, we're gonna stop for now and we're gonna pick it back up after
Yes.
bedtime.
Yes. Make dinner, just talk about their day. My son, he's just a wild little 3-year old. So he is just all over the place. Mommy, I want oatmeal pies and cookies and ice cream. That's the first thing he says when he wakes up in the morning. Like, why do you want an oatmeal pie as soon as you wake up in the morning?
Said oatmeal, right? It's breakfast. Like, I love that so
So yeah,
much.
just taking that time, and then just praying for strength. I always pray to God to just help me slow down, not always try to be on go, and just appreciate where I am now. I feel like we as women, or even people in general, we always try to reach. When we already reach something, we try to keep reaching for more instead of appreciating where we are and how far we've already come. And I'm speaking to myself on this one because I do that a lot. Like I'll reach a pedestal and then I'm like, okay, but I need to do this. And then God's like, okay, but remember when you didn't have this? So let's just enjoy where we are right now. I'm like, you right, God, you right. Let me just enjoy where I am and not try to always go up.
Right? Level up on yourself at all times.
At all times, just appreciating where you are.
I love it. What's some advice you'd give to a woman who is in full-time entrepreneurship and she's just really overwhelmed with juggling motherhood, entrepreneurship, and just feels like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to a 9 to 5. This life is not for me. What would you say to encourage her to keep going?
Faith. You have to, your faith definitely has to be stronger than your fears. And always think about the end goal. Don't think about now. You know how they say when you're in school or you're debating about going to get a degree, time's going to pass by whether you do it or not. Is time is going to go by whether you do it or not. So just take the risk on yourself and think about your future. If you have children, think about your children and you making the sacrifices now, what it can do for them later on in life. That's what I think about.
I love that. That's true. Just, man, that alone will probably do leaps and bounds for any of us who like consistently
Hmm.
apply it.
Hmm.
And what would you say to the woman who is in full-time entrepreneurship and wants to kind of switch gears to something else that's completely different than her original business?
What are your reasons why? Write down why you want to switch. Is it to help you? Is it just for money? Is it just because you're trying to do something new? Write down your reasons why, and your why will tell you if you should do it or not.
The why is strong enough. What is your
The
why?
My children, my why is generational wealth. I want to make sure when I am no longer here, and if my parents are no longer here, that I have set up assets and investments for them to take over and not have to worry. Like the economy right now, I don't know how it's going to be for our children. So I'm just trying to do everything I can now to make sure um, they can go to college. If she wants to start a business, she can start a business. So that's my why.
I love it. What things are I know your son's still younger, but what
Yes.
are some things you're feeding into your daughter now when it comes to owning her own business and handling her business?
Always believing in God first. My daughter, she makes me so proud. Like we'll go out to dinner. Like the other day, I had a graduation from my builder mentorship, and two of my clients had joined us. And my daughter was like, "I want to pray." I'm like, "Okay, go ahead and pray." So she prayed over, and my clients were like, "Wow, like she really prayed good." I'm like, "I know." She's only 12 years old, so that makes me really happy that I'm really instilling in her how much faith in the reason why we are who we are today and what we have and everything that we have accomplished is not because of our own will. It's because God gave us the strength to do this. And also just being a lady and cleaning up. She's a very organized. Her room is always spotless. She'll even clean up the house. Like if I have to run to a store or something, she'll clean up the kitchen without me having to ask her. So she's a great kid. She really is.
That's so much fun watching your kids like grow. My son's only 9 and my daughter's 3 as well.
Mhm.
But just like it just says something to you.
And then it's like they're like their own little people, and she has her own entrepreneur mind right now because she's seen me be an entrepreneur basically her whole life. She loves Taco Bell. My daughter loves Taco Bell. So she was like, when I turn 16, I'm gonna work at Taco Bell. And I'm like, why? She was like, because I just want to see how it's ran so I could own one day. I'm like,
Oh, okay,
okay.
girl.
I'm like,
We
okay,
like
so you want to
that.
own a Taco Bell? She was like, yeah. She was like, I was like, do you want to own Taco Bell because you love it or for the money? She was like, no, I just love Taco Bell.
Hey, you said in the beginning, do something you love. She said, look, I know how the tacos are supposed to be made. This is not it.
But so that makes me like, okay, so I'm installing entrepreneurship into her at a young age.
Yes, I love it. Well, you're doing such a phenomenal job. And I really
Thank
just, like
you.
I said earlier, I love watching the journey. I know you're just getting started. I can't wait to interview you again in the future and just have an update about what's going on and new things you've learned to share with us ladies here at the Lane Podcast.
I would love that.
Where can the ladies find you and give us any last words of encouragement that's just on your heart to share?
Okay, well, you ladies can find me at Diamond period Texas TX Realtor on Instagram, Diamond Hickey on Facebook. I also have my custom builder page, which is Legacy Nest Homes all together. And my encouragement is to just follow your heart. Do what makes you happy. Walk in your truth. Don't minimize who you aspire to be. And whoever you aspire to be, wake up as that person every day, regardless if you're that person or not. The more you walk in the steps of becoming, the more you will become. And always keep your faith in God because when times get low and things get hard, He is the only person that would definitely be there for you to pick you back up. So staying in your word, staying faithful to the promises that He made you will always get you far.
I love it. You're such a great sister in Christ, and we appreciate you and we love you
Thank you. Thank
so
you. Thank you.
much.
Thank you. I thank you
Well,
so much for having me on here too, Mahogany. You are a beautiful person inside and out. And I'm grateful that we have stayed in touch through all these years.
thank you, sis. Me too. Until next time.
Until next time.